If your books aren't right and you don't have accurate reports, you're going to spend a lot of time dealing with financial reporting issues and a lot less time on the future of your ministry and the vision of your ministry. We are all about finding ways to help kids thrive in several different countries in Africa. Most of the kids and families that we would work with would be living in poverty. That's a big thing, especially in rural Africa. But mostly it's about giving people the tools they need, whether that's training or literally tools to do the work that they need to do because they want to care for their kids. We work with churches, schools, community leaders, whoever will help us build stronger families for these kids. Being a small organization, we were not able to have our own finance manager or CFO. We just don't yet have the funds for that. We were doing some outsourcing, but it was only partially successful. As a board, we just started talking, what would be a better approach? And that's when we got connected with BELAY. The main thing is we needed a bookkeeper who could keep all the books straight and relay information, and we have a very complicated kind of system. Aplos software is for the accounting, which is not, probably the most common. The reason why we have Aplos and why we still have Aplos is because it's a fund accounting software. We have dozens and dozens of funds, and it just becomes very complicated to keep those funds in something like QuickBooks. Aplos is designed for fund accounting. It's set up that we can have all these funds and the money is kept in these different pots, as it were, so that we know exactly what it's for, because many funds are restricted. We can't just throw it all into one pot and pay salaries with it. We've got to use it for what it was designated for. It certainly helped that they didn't have to learn a whole new software system. You would think that, an accounting system is an accounting system, but it's not the case. So if you already know it, then that's one less thing you have to learn. So we started with that bookkeeping, and then what we realized through that process in working with BELAY was that we also needed somebody a little bit higher to provide some oversight. She works primarily with me, and she reports to the board. That has been a huge help because I'm not a financial guy, so I don't speak the right language. So when it comes to giving a board report, I don't always have the answers for them. I can present a report, but having Sarah at the meeting, she can answer those questions or say, I know how to find that answer, I'll get it for you. Whereas I couldn't, and so that was frustrating. So for a small organization, from the perspective of an executive director who is not trained in finances, having someone come alongside me to explain some of those things and report to the board has been worth its weight in gold right there. We lost a lot of money by making mistakes. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just got used incorrectly, or we just lost track of that. And so we lost money and had to, kind of recoup those losses and get us back to where we needed to be. And now we're in a much better place as we finish up our fiscal year. So to know that somebody's got an eye on it, that's not going to let that happen again, yeah, that gives a lot of peace. In a board meeting, they might spend an hour on finances because there were so many issues, right? So if you just think through that, if you're spending an hour and a quarter on the financial situation of the ministry, it doesn't leave you a lot of time to have discussion about the vision for the future and where we're heading and the ministry that we want to do and the programming and all that. So just getting the finances in order, and BELAY has helped with that a lot. Now we spend maybe 15 minutes reviewing the financial report with Sarah, and then we are on to ministry. If you multiply it out, that's a lot more hours every year that the board gives to vision. And we all can just focus on the future. It doesn't mean we don't have to think about finances, but the reporting is accurate and clear. So we talk a lot more about the future of the ministry now in our meetings than we ever could before. I have to believe that will pay a lot of dividends in the future.